What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. Okay, so it picks up where it left off, which was Spice going crazy. Okay, Spice keeps on yelling, "What's the problem? We never have a good time. It's too many uninvited guests. Blah 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 blah." Okay, and we're still dealing with Tokyo and Karlie going at it because Karlie want to bring us some old shit that Tokyo said that all the vets need to get off the show. There's no lie, but this was way back, maybe a couple of years ago that she said it when she was on the show. So I don't know why it's relevant to this day. And Spice is also having an issue with Shay being here. Now Shay has issues with Amara and so does MJ, but Spice took it upon herself to treat Shay like she did something to her. Nobody did nothing to you, Spice. You want to make it an issue, and I feel like she wanted to make it an issue because Karlie had an issue with Mariah Lynn, all right? And now she's blaming Mariah Lynn by saying that Mariah Lynn knew of the issues. If she did or didn't, this is production. This is Love and Hip Hop. You guys are not new to how they work. They bring people in that they have issues with to start shit. This is nothing new. This is the formula, okay? Um, and Shay and MJ are feeling like, where is this energy coming from? They don't know Spice, and why is Spice coming at them like that? MJ don't know her at all, and Shay was like, I've met her, but I've never known to be a problem. So why is she coming at me like this? And it is too much. Okay, so it's tension. Everybody's crowding around, wondering what's going on. Spice is continuously yelling, "Who invited her? Why would you do this? Blah blah blah." And Shay said, "Girl, you don't know me to have a problem. I think you want a problem with me, but you don't know me, right?" Now, I will say this: Shay and MJ didn't start nothing, but what they did do was continuously spread that narrative that Amara betrayed MJ by sleeping around with Alan. That's what they keep on saying, and I want them to stop doing that. That's what I want them to do. But even Amada, she was uncomfortable that they were there and that they do have issues, but she didn't tell Spice to go ahead and fuck with her. She didn't do that. So I think Spice said, "Who got a problem?" Tokyo walked away to get her mind right, and when she heard that, she said, "I got a problem. I got a problem." She wanted to walk away to de-escalate, but she's really pissed off that my friends, or who she called friends, is starting shit. Karlie bringing up shit out of her ass to start an issue. You co-signing. I'm thinking you're my friend, and now you're doing this. This is so stupid. You know what I'm saying? I thought you got with my friend, but yet y'all not my friends. And it is stupid. And if anybody watched Tokyo's live, she explained everything. Why did Karlie bring this up if she was just hanging out with her on her birthday last year? This is just what Karlie does. Bring up shit to come to the show because she doesn't have anything else going on. So Tokyo was like, listen, I don't want to talk. Okay, if you want to fight, let's fight. So out of all of this commotion, Spice is being held back, and so is Shay, right? Now, when it came down to the cliffhanger to showcase next week, which was this episode, you see Tokyo sneak Karlie. And in the corner of her eye, she sees Karlie smiling, which led to her mollywhopping the fuck out of Karlie. And everybody was like, Tokyo, no, no, no. So they pulling each other's hair on top of each other, security coming in, trying to get them all to break apart, you know what I'm saying? And Chaotic is in the background. You know what I'm saying? He's on top of his balcony and he said, "It's so heartbreaking to see beautiful women fight over stupid shit. Listen, life is too short. I got shot 17 times. And right now, I don't even want to be a part of this. I'd rather stay up on my balcony. That's what I would like to do. Okay." So while that's happening, Spice, who's always down of jumping in when a friend is fighting, she said, "Who's jumping Karlie? Who's jumping Karlie?" You know what I'm saying? So now they separate. Tokyo said, "I'm done. Send me home. Okay, send me home." This was not how it was supposed to go down, right? We're supposed to be cool and all. Now we not cool. Now with Tokyo and Karlie breaking apart, I don't know what got over Spice. She decided to pick up a jug of liquor and throw it at Shay. I'm like, Spice, what the fuck was that? Everybody was saying, "No, Spice, no." So they get into it. Of course, security's in between. Then you see Karlie running after Mariah Lynn. What? Wait a minute. What direction are we going? So trying to separate Karlie and Mariah Lynn because Mariah Lynn wasn't in this fight. Okay? Karlie said she was minding her own business. And when she felt something from behind, which was Tokyo sneaking her, when she got up, she said she caught Mariah Lynn smiling. And that's when she saw red and wanted to come after her. I was like, Karlie, you're a fucking liar and you're a fucking weak ass bitch, okay? Now, the whole thing with Tokyo sneaking Karlie, wrong, but I wasn't mad. I was like, get her, Tokyo. Because Karlie Red been needing an ass whooping. You know how many times Karlie has escaped an ass whooping based off of security. Tommy should have beat her ass, but she got saved by security. Jocelyn should have beat her ass, but she got saved by security. Karlie's been escaping an ass whooping ever since she's been on this show because she's been saved by security. This time, she wasn't saved. Tokyo got her ass, and when she didn't want to be the only one who got her ass beat, she decided to come after Mariah Lynn because she thought that Mariah Lynn was weak. Girl, miss me. Mariah Lynn is small, but she's mighty, okay? If there was a even situation where you and Mariah Lynn would have squared up, she would have beat your ass, okay? Like, you're pretty much picking and choosing of what Tokyo did to you, and you want to do it to Mariah Lynn. Weak, bitch. Weak. And Spice was like, who jumped on Karlie? Who jumped on Karlie? Ain't nobody jumped on Karlie. Tokyo has no problem handling somebody on her own. She don't need to jump nobody. And she don't need no help jumping nobody. She can do it all on her lonesome, Spice. So where were your antennas when all this was happening? So now Karlie says she regrets everything. She regrets everything that's happened and she feels bad. I bet you do. I bet you do feel bad because you started this shit. You bringing up old shit with Mariah Lynn, or you bringing up irrelevant shit with Tokyo. Girl, good night. Chrissy was disappointed in Spice because how are you getting into it with the other girls and you the host? You supposed to be above all this shit. You supposed to come together and bring everybody else in and resolve their issues, not get into it. And it's not good. And it wasn't good, Chrissy. I was with you. How can Spice, who's supposed to be all this kumbaya, and Spice, you really pissed me off this episode. Because you are low-key messy. I never caught how messy you were until this past season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when it came down to Kendra, Mita, and Jock. I saw clear as day how messy you were in that situation. And you try to act like, oh my God, we could never have fun. We could never do this. It's always this. It's always this. Spice, please. This is Love and Hip Hop. Nothing will be kosher. Nothing will be nice and sweet. Nothing will be all sunshine and rainbows. It's going to be bullshit. It's going to be mess. Okay? Where have you been? Anyway, now, Mariah Lynn said, your friend snuck me. Karlie snuck me. And I never put my hands on her, knowing that I had many opportunities to do so, Spice, but out of respect for you, I didn't do it. And Mariah Lynn was well within her right to feel like that. Because she could have Molly whopped the fuck out of Karlie when Karlie want to come at her and say, you don't know me to be messy. Da, 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 da. Karlie, good night. You messy. Get over it. And Mariah Lynn had a right to feel like that. The next time I see her, it's on now. She gonna sneak me when I wasn't even in this shit. Man, it's the next night. Everybody's trying to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Lyrica knows how to deal with family trouble. Okay, she been through it the most with her mother-in-law and her mom. And they always come together. We move on to Pressure with a PH. You know how saying last night was crazy and that Jen shouldn't have said what she said because maybe it wasn't received well. And she didn't have to say anything. You know, I look at it two ways. Jen did not start what happened last night. Everything's already heightened. But Jen wanted a moment to say something. And then we see Chaotic. No, what's her name? No. Chrissy, KK, and Tokyo. They all meet up for breakfast, right? She said this is her last morning with them. She was told to leave by production, but it was a mutual understanding because she's ready to go home as well. She's not about to stay where she's not wanted, and I'm not about to stay with having me looking over my shoulders every 5 minutes. Yeah, like I said, she's not about to stay where she has to constantly be looking over her shoulders over girls that she thought was her friend. And I wasn't mad. You know what I'm saying? But it sucks though that Tokyo is missing out on the check because of the shit with Karlie. Karlie's getting a check for the shit she pulls, but you're well within your right to keep your peace. And Spice is doing a lot of talking. I think she was talking to Alexis. Oh, no. Sorry. Tokyo is reciting what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because Spice was doing a whole bunch of talking shit. And she can tell it's weird energy. Tokyo said, so what's the problem? Spice said, it's not me, it's Karlie. Karlie said, what's your issue? You know what I'm saying? And like she said, I came here on some good times and fun times, okay? I didn't come in here with an issue with nobody because I don't have a problem with nobody. So Trick comes in and he tells her, you have to stop dealing with people and the fake instigating, okay? Stop allowing people who are always in trouble to get you in trouble, okay? Don't let nobody block your blessing, okay? And Chrissy said the same thing. I'm so sorry you fed into that shit, because once you put your hands on somebody, that shit will follow you. And she knows from experience, because Chrissy, having been on the Love and Hip Hop franchise for 10 years, she is still placed that narrative upon her being a bully because she beat Kimbella. And I, still to this day, from watching that season, I never looked at Chrissy as a bully. But that one incident that she did, she has to live with that for the rest of her life. Every time she's on reality TV, if she's on another show, people gonna always bring up how she bullied Kimbella. But she never bullied Kimbella in my viewpoint. But like she said, be careful. The minute you put your hand on somebody in a situation, that's gonna follow you. And don't let nobody tear you down. And I enjoyed the advice that Toki, that Trick Daddy and Chrissy gave her. They gave her some really good advice. Don't let nobody change the way you are, and don't put yourself in a situation where you have to change who you are. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people who don't have your good interest at heart bring you down. But she's going home. You know what I'm saying? It sucks she's going home. I really want Tokyo to stay, but I'm not about to make nobody stay if they don't feel like I should stay, because I don't feel comfortable here. So Chaotic is fresh off quarantine. He can now roam around the island, hang out with all the people. You know what I'm saying? Especially get to know one of the ladies. And Spice wanted to have a conversation with Alexis and Nikki Baby so she could know what happened. Because last night it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? How am I being the host getting into fights, right? You're supposed to be above it all. And no. This is the conversation she had with Scrap. Sorry, Scrap first. And Scrap said, "Yeah, you the host. You supposed to be bringing us together, but yeah, you getting into fights. That's not how I viewed you. You know what I'm saying?" And she's talking about, it's about the uninvited people. It's all the energy. It's the tension. It's this and that, the third. We're going to have a good time. And I feel like, girl, it's bound to be some disagreements here and there, but she wants to do a reset button with Karlie, and Tokyo was sent home because she said she was instigating a fight with her. I felt like Karlie sneaking Mariah Lynn was wrong, and trying to figure out what happened that night. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Scrap took the time out to talk to Spice, because it didn't sit well with him, nor did everybody else that night. KK didn't like it. Chrissy didn't like it. Scrap didn't like it. How Spice, who's supposed to be the host of this trip, is acting like a crazy girl, getting into fights that's not even necessary and has nothing to do with her. So now we get to the conversation between Spice and Alexis and Nikki Baby. Alexis' event is first. She's having a field day, but she wants to talk to Spice about what happened. And she owes it to her friend Mariah Lynn to let them know she don't want no drama here. You know what I'm saying? Let's clear up the confusion. Okay? Spice thought that Mariah Lynn was jumping in when Tokyo got into it with Karlie. And no, Alexis said no. Mariah was on the other side, minding her business. And then here goes Spice again. Karlie said that she thought somebody was hitting her. Nobody hit her. Karlie probably got hit by her hair, but nobody hit her. Okay? Karlie made up in her head that somebody hit her after Tokyo, which nobody did. You know what I'm saying? So Karlie told you what she wanted you to know, that somebody was jumping her when nobody jumped her. And yes, it's so crazy how we literally got footage of Mariah on the opposite side of the area, and Karlie running towards her when she didn't even do nothing to her. So now this was all just misunderstanding. And Spice says she's always down for her friends. And when your friends just got snuck and you're off a high emotion, everybody can get it, okay? Now, if she finds out that Mariah Lynn wasn't involved and she got hit, then Karlie needs to apologize to her. But I still stand by. While Karlie did get snuck, she deserved that snuck, because she started all that shit, okay? And it was bullshit for her to not take that energy back to Tokyo, but gave it to Mariah Lynn. Because again, it lets me know that Karlie thought Mariah Lynn was weak. So we supposed to, have a good time here in Jamaica. Can you have a good time if everybody's fighting? But she does need to apologize to Shay. She wants to take full accountability and responsibility for her part, and have a separate moment with Karlie so she can know how she's feeling. Now that Tokyo is leaving, she lets her know, girl, you wasn't jumped. You just got snuck. So it's Alexis field day, which is fun. We find out that Alexis is Jamaican, and she always likes to have fun athletic activities, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that Spice and Karlie would not be at this event, Mariah Lynn said, listen, based on what happened last night, I don't know how I will feel if I was seeing Karlie in my space right now. Because Mariah's hands is broken and bruised, okay? Her nails are all fucked up. Girl, she needs a manicure fast, right? Um, Spice and Karlie have a spa day. They weren't able to get a good night's sleep. They were like, oh my God, I cannot believe how things went crazy last night. And Spice, I'm really disappointed in you. I'm super disappointed in you because you say that it's all this negative energy, but from day one, Karlie came with this negative energy, with fighting with Mariah Lynn, and Tokyo giving Karlie the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Like when Karlie said she told Tokyo what the issue was, you didn't. You just said we gotta talk. That's not explaining what the problem is. And Tokyo wasn't stupid. She picked up on your weird ass energy. So Karlie is just stupid. Karlie is insecure. Karlie has no brain because then she wants to say that Tokyo went after her because she's weak or she's bullied, and I can't even get it out because it was a bunch of bullshit. Karlie goes on this woe was me with thinking that Tokyo only had that energy for Karlie but not Spice. What? Did we not see how Tokyo and Spice got into it on their first season? Tokyo don't give a fuck who it is. If you're talking shit about me, I'm gonna address you. I don't care if you smaller than me, in my weight class or not. If you talking shit, you don't get these hands. Tokyo has never gone out to somebody who she seemed as weak. That's what you do, Karlie. Like, don't make it seem as if Tokyo picked on you for no reason when you felt as though she did something terrible by saying, I want the vets off the show. Girl, good night. And when I tell y'all, I was laughing at Karlie crying because she kept on saying, I've just been bullied so much. And I'm tired of it. Everybody wants to come at me. Everybody wants to come at me. I can't take it no more. I was laughing. I said, Karlie, shut up. Karlie, Karlie, you have not been bullied. You have not been bullied. Okay, you started shit and you play victim. You start shit, you get saved by security. Get the fuck out of here. And Spice, I don't know how you deal with having a friend like Karlie. She's exhausting. Why are you coddling her? Like, get the fuck out of here, girl. You brought this on yourself. You kept on bringing up old shit that was never really irrelevant. You never brought you like it's bullshit. Like you never thought somebody would finally put you in your place. That's what it was. Spice talking about all the glitz and glamour that Karlie does. She's actually a very lonely, depressionable person. I'm like, didn't she have that same storyline on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta one time where she drinks in the morning, drinks in the afternoon? Did she do that before? Spice, I don't care what you say. Karlie is a grown ass woman. Hell, she's older than me. She's an old ass crow. She knows better than to put herself in situations that she knows she's gonna get fucked up. Okay, she needs to stop playing these childish games. She is too old for this. Like Amara said, we're all too old for this. Okay. So Chaotic makes the announcement at the field day that Tokyo is not going to be here, you know, because she was in quarantine with him, and she didn't get much of a chance to hang around everybody. But he wanted her to be the bigger person and squash everything. But yeah, sometimes that's not going to always fly. If you going to have an issue with me and I'm talking to you about it, but you want to play in my face, I'm beating your ass. So Tokyo leaves the hotel and she does feel down because she left her friends. You know what I'm saying? She does take accountability of putting her hands on Karlie, but now she's walking into peace. I'ma still say it. It was wrong of her to sneak her, but she deserved it. So now we got all the team. I think it was yellow, green, orange, and black or something. Trick had MJ and Amara on his team, and of course Amara's feeling a way about MJ because it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I already know how I felt about them coming on this trip, but now it's more awkward they're on the same team. Listen, we just got from Love and Hip Hop Miami. The dust probably hasn't settled yet between them at the reunion because there wasn't no actual closure conversation between them. Okay, so Amara is well within her rights of feeling the way because it's that narrative that's been spread upon her by Shay and MJ that she smashed the homie, she did this, she got kids by the best friend, and that's annoying to deal with. Okay, so the field day was kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? They did a relay race. They had to hoverboard to the buoy. They had to swim to the buoy and run back. I think the yellow team won, but then the yellow team cheated. I don't know. Um, then we see Karlie and Spice in the spa room. Now she's asking her, why did you rush Mariah Lynn? She thought Mariah Lynn was trying to jump in. No, Mariah Lynn was trying to separate. And Karlie said, why was trying to separate? Because she didn't want Tokyo to still beat off in your ass. Beat your melted face to a pulp. That's why. She wanted to remove Tokyo because she knows Tokyo would have let off on your ass. That's why she wanted to separate. And she wasn't trying to get into it. So now with saying that she wants to separate it, Karlie starts to cry again. Say, one thing I know is you got my back. You got my back, and I will have your back until my deathbed comes. I will always be there for you. I support you. You support me. Karlie, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, and shut up. I'm not giving you this sob story. Girl, you are escaping accountability, bitch. Just admit you wanted to fight Mariah Lynn because you knew for a fact Tokyo beat your ass and you wanted to find somebody weaker to have an issue with, want someone to fight so you can say, I'm fighting too. You cry and say, Spice had my back, you got me, girl. Stop it. So now, Spice feeling bad for coming at Shay, you know, and she wants Karlie and Mariah Lynn to come together. Now, Karlie says she wants to believe that Mariah Lynn was only trying to stop it, and then if she believes her, she gets an apology. Karlie, your old ass automatically gives Mariah Lynn an apology. You don't need to put a disclaimer. You don't need to wheel out, see if she's on. No, you don't get that privilege. You ran up on Mariah Lynn for no reason. So you give her an apology. That's what you need to do, okay? Now, if she apologizes to Mariah Lynn, Spice apologizes to Shay. Shay automatically deserves an apology because she didn't do nothing wrong. So everybody takes accountability, right? So now we get open mic night, which is Lyrica's event. You know, she's a singer, she's a songwriter, and everybody could talk about their life, poetry, rap, sing, whatever comes to your mind, right? Everybody wants to have a good time. And I think Jen, right. Jen wants to have a conversation with Amara to tell her that last night was not my intention. I only wanted us to, help, put the initiative of having fun since you guys brought us here. But I guess the way I said it wasn't received well because I am passionate and my tone could be perceived differently. And Amara said, girl, no. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't your fault. Everything was already heightened. You had nothing to do with it. And I feel the same way. Jen's saying that everybody needs to come together and do what they have to do to keep this family, this fun trip good because Amara and Spice brought us here. I mean, it wasn't wrong for what she said, but I felt like Jen wanted a moment to say what she said, and everything was already heightened. We had already conversations about everything, so that wasn't on Jen. Trick sets up a conversation between Shay and Amara, and he said, when I first met you, the one person who knew you was Amara. You and Amara were really, really good friends. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all can come together and see if y'all can fix this friendship. Now Shay said, I love Amara. You know what I'm saying? I love her. Now I don't have any sisters. When she started dating my brother, I instantly brought that role about her being my sister. You know what I'm saying? And when they broke up, I felt bad. I felt like I was stuck in between. Do I defend my brother for him getting his heart broken, or do I still keep my friendship? So they both admit they were talking shit about each other, but they didn't mean any of it. They were just mad and angry. You know what I'm saying? Because Shay said, when you broke up with my brother, that hurt not only me, but it hurt my family. And I felt like I had to protect my brother's feelings by saying things and doing things so that way he doesn't feel, he doesn't, wallow in the hurt that you broke up with him. You know what I'm saying? And Amara said, listen, I get that, but I hope you know that what happened between me and your brother was between me and you, between me and your brother. I had no issues with you. When you brought yourself in our situation, that's what made it worse, okay? And then we're going over the timeline of when Amara and MJ broke up, that she started dating Alan. And she said, let me clear this up right here. When it came down to me and your brother, I was already broken up with him before I got with Alan. So there was no crossover. There was no lapsing. We were done. Because that's where Shay was coming from. Because Shay said, listen, I know you and Alan did things and that was his friend and you had babies by him, but I don't really know him. You know what I'm saying? But that was someone that he looked as a friend and you were dating him and made the situation more hurtful, you know what I'm saying? It made the situation more like, oh, dang, like, I get it. She broke up with my brother, though, but why did she have to move on to the friend? That's kind of cold, though. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said before, Amara said, I was already broken up with him when I got with Alan. We were broken up months before I got with Alan. So there shouldn't be a way for you or MJ to feel anything, you know? And they want to move on and want to be friends because we got kids now. We got girls. You know, I'm not dealing with this shit. And they both admit, I will never put my hands on you. I will never want to hurt you. And they, like I said, they were talking shit about each other. They didn't mean it. They were just angry. They could not come together and talk things out. But now they could. You know what I'm saying? They're both happy. They did miss each other. And it was nice. You know what I'm saying? We are the examples of we can come together and still have a conversation and move on. And they did have a really good conversation. I love the fact that they both admit that, yeah, we were talking shit, but I didn't mean any of it. I was hurt by the way she wanted to paint me as a woman and paint me as that friend. And you don't like the fact that I was painting you as this woman, this and that. So, yeah, I love it, okay? So, open mic night. Lyric goes first. He talks about her life being a singer-songwriter, now going through a public divorce, and now being a single mother and a single woman. That's a whole different ballpark. She thought she had her happy ever after, but she's in a whole different space. Spice gets up and says Karlie did not come. Good. And she don't want the world to face her that she fought someone on some weak shit. That's what it was. But she wanted to tell her story. She said she was bullied. And then she talked about in the industry how people wasn't giving her any chances because she was dark skinned. And she never realized that all that anger that she had and fighting to get to where she was, she became aggressive towards Shay. She prejudged Shay based off of what Amara told her and gave her that energy without getting a chance to really know her. But what lost me was the whole industry part that you talked about. You wasn't treated fairly, and you wasn't treated with respect, that you wanted to be a part of the industry because you were dark-skinned. Didn't you do that on Love and Hip Hop where you painted yourself yellow or white? You did that already, Spice. So I don't know how colorism in the industry affects you treating Shay like shit. I don't think that counts. The whole bully part I get, but the industry part I didn't. But she apologized, gave Shay a direct apology for treating her like she had an issue with her when she didn't know her, which was good. You know what I'm saying? Automatically had her defenses up. I love that. And it ended with Shay and Spice hugging. She appreciates it, how she gave an actual genuine apology, and that she pretty much judged me over meeting me where she didn't really know me. But now that she knows that I'm not an issue, I don't bring issues, we can now move forward. And it ended with MJ when he talked about how Amara and him put their relationship on the show, and it ended right then and there. I was like, oh my God, what's he gonna say? What is he gonna say? I've heard Stymie's storyline all over again. I don't want to hear Stymie's story again. I'm tired of hearing Stymie complain and cry about how Amara did this, but fine. We'll see. But all in all, this episode was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Next episode looks like it's going to be good as well. But y'all, please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.